Coming up on State of Events, we'll take a look at Covered California and possible fraudulent websites related to health insurance.
And the flu outbreak is on the rise and more people face symptoms. State of Events starts now.
Welcome to State of Events. I'm Sarah Sullivan.
And I'm Jessica Mojenier.
A major gas leak on Monday forced San Francisco residents to evacuate their homes. San Francisco fire officials say that the gas main ruptured at an intersection near Alamo Square Park, a well-known tourist attraction. Four firefighters and police officers went door to door to notify residents of the gas leakage, forcing many residents to evacuate out of 10 buildings. Luckily, there were no major health issues or injuries reported from the gas leak.
Berkeley police made 6 arrests over the weekend in the crackdown on laptop computer theft. An undercover investigation was conducted to find the suspects who have been accused of targeting people with laptops. Officers went undercover at cafes on Saturday night and made the arrest after watching the thieves run off with people's computers. Cafe Strata on College Avenue has been struck 4 times now. In early February, 3 thieves stole 5 laptops in 2 separate robberies. Police hope the series of laptop thefts that have plagued the local coffee shops has come to an end. And the Bay Area is freezing. The National Weather Service freeze warning is still active through tonight. Temperatures will dip into the lower 30s and 20s and will serve wind chills. Santa Cruz County is already starting to feel it under a 1/4 inch of snow. San Francisco shelters are open and the city is doing wellness checks and passing out blankets to the homeless. Winter is not over yet, so be prepared and stay warm.
Sneezing, coughing, and sniffling can be heard all across San Francisco State's campus. That's because flu season is still in full swing. Lauren G. is at SF State finding out how students can stay healthy.
The San Francisco State University Student Health Center provides flu vaccinations and encourages students to just walk in.
I came here to the Student Health Center to get my flu shot this year. This is my first time, and I'm pretty excited to go in there.
Like Tavis Boys, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommend that everyone get their flu shot this year. The CDC reports that the 2017 to 2018 flu season is at its worst. Around 97 people have died in the state of California from the flu, and 25 are from the Bay Area. But with much skepticism whether the flu shot works or not, Dr. Alan Lee, a doctor at San Francisco State University Student Health Center, explains why getting the flu shot is better than skipping out.
For the flu, definitely get your shot. Because if you take the flu shot, your symptoms, should you get the flu, will be at least 50% less severe than if you hadn't had it. So for myself, when I got the flu shot and I get the flu, I'm down for maybe 2 days. But if I don't get the flu shot and I get the flu, I'm basically in bed for about a week. So that's the biggest thing.
UC Berkeley and San Jose State conducted research showing that the flu can be spread simply by breathing. So Dr. Lee recommends to also wash your hands, cover your mouth, and stay away from those who are sick. In the meantime, you can get your flu shot at the Student Health Center for $10. In San Francisco, I'm Lauren G. for State of Events.
Health insurance can be tricky, and when you add scammers using fake websites, it's even worse. Britta Larsa has the story.
Covered California is an alternative, affordable way to get health insurance, but some don't even realize they may qualify. I recently chatted with someone online about her experience applying for health insurance through Covered California. She did not want to be on camera, but she told me she didn't even know she could apply until her insurance agent told her she may qualify. According to CoveredCalifornia.com, 9 out of 10 people who enroll get help paying for their health coverage. Another issue with Covered California is scam websites. I spoke with someone who dealt with a fake website when applying through Covered California. She then found out it was a fake website and had to start all over. When applying, be sure to check that the website is valid because there are people out there who are trying to steal valuable information.
It's more than just healthcare.
To start applying,
it's life
log
care.
on to CoveredCalifornia.com
01506 to enroll.
800-300-1506.
Covered California.
In San Ramon, I'm Britta Larson for State of Events.
Coming up on State of Events, One College Expo is paving the way for minorities.
And a lawyer linked to a Trump campaign staffer has been caught in Mueller's investigation case. Our coverage continues.
Welcome back to State of Events.
Our hearts and prayers go out to the families of those killed in the mass shooting at a Florida high school on Wednesday. The suspect, a 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, faces 17 counts of premeditated murder, one for each of the victims he is accused of killing. The evidence against the suspect is so overwhelming, the question is whether he will be sentenced to death or spend the rest of his life in prison. The AR-15 rifle used in the attack was purchased legally, according to federal law enforcement officials. This sparks outrage for many across the nation as gun control laws are debated and protested.
President Donald Trump is in support of strengthening gun background checks. According to Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders on Monday's press conference, Trump has offered his support to a bill to improve federal background checks on gun purchases. This bill would require all federal agencies to report any mental health and criminal records to the NICS. The bill was first introduced back in November by Senators Chris Murphy and John Cornyn when the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas, killed 27 people. Special counsel Robert Mueller announced the latest target in his Russia investigation on Tuesday. This time, it's attorney Alex Vanderswan, who allegedly made false statements about past communications with former Trump aide Richard Gates. Mueller indicted Swan for these charges Tuesday morning. Gates, who is rumored to plead guilty to charges related to fraud, will also testify against his former junior business partner, Paul Manafort. Manafort was indicted back in October along with Gates and several other staffers. Mueller's investigation into Russia meddling is still ongoing as he recently indicted 13 Russians on conspiracy charges just last week.
A new study reveals SF State students are forced to decide between books and food. According to a recent study conducted by the CSU, 79% of students at the university say they are stressed out about book costs, and 1 in 3 are forced to decide between course materials and food. This new study, which was released earlier this month, shows that the combined cost of course materials, food, and the scarcity of housing has led nearly a quarter of SF State students to consider dropping out. SF State students' average cost of course materials exceed the national average by $700 per year. The CSU is continuing its efforts to make learning environments more affordable for all.
It's that time of year again. Colleges are now accepting applications. Reporter Tyler McKinney has the details on this year's Black College Expo.
Applying for college is an exciting time for some, but can be a discouraging time for others. This can be caused by the lack of admission guidance. Community events such as the Black College Expo helps bridge the gap between minorities and college admissions. The annual Black College Expo took place in Oakland this weekend to educate students about the college admission process. Seminars such as how to find money for college and how to maximize financial aid were conducted throughout the day to help push students in the right direction. The event highlighted over 50 of the 104 historically Black colleges and universities. According to the New York Times, the persistent underrepresentation of minorities in colleges often stem from the lack of college readiness and resources in high schools.
So the purpose of the Black College Expo is to introduce students to information and resources they had no idea about.
There were rows and rows and rows of representatives from all over the country. Public and private colleges, Ivy Leagues, military schools, and community supporters such as KBLX came out to answer questions and to interact with students.
What we're doing is being able to show everybody their options, what they can do. There's police academies out here, there's different job opportunities, application fees being waived. So it's making going to a university, going to a college easy. You're learning about sororities, fraternities, and not just what the counselor hands you.
Founder and CEO of I Love Being Black, Kumi Roth, set up shop to promote his business and getting students to think about their future.
You know, this is what we need. We need Black people connecting with other Black people. I found out something, so let me try to help them out with their choices. That's how I feel. Give back.
He wasn't the only one selling merchandise. There were a variety of Black-owned businesses in the room sharing their personal creative pieces. Colleges such as Alabama State waived application fees and accepted students right on the spot.
Why is the Black College Expo important? A lot of times this is the only time that our African American students feel comfortable enough to go up to other people that look like them, that act like them, that talk like them. And so they use this opportunity to talk to the HBCUs as well as the universities that are in California to determine whether or not they're eligible. Some students submit applications and also find out about scholarships.
The number of minority students enrolled in colleges and universities are expected to keep climbing as college expos like this share the information students so desperately need. I'm Tyler McKinney, State of Events.
Virtual reality was on full display this weekend at the Foundry in Soma, when a mixed reality company called Live hosted a demo of its game Beat Saber. Sarah Cabrizo has the story.
Innovation and technology arrived last weekend to the Foundry. Live, a mixed reality company, presented a demo of their last virtual reality game, Beat Saber. Mixed reality is a way to broadcast virtual reality game with a projection of a real person in the virtual world, as Six explains, Live's co-founder and CEO.
Virtual reality hasn't taken off in the way that a lot of people had expected it to. They thought it'd just be like, all of a sudden everybody's going to wear a VR headset in the whole world. So we find it an extremely important way to, demonstrate to people who are not in virtual reality what it's like, to be in virtual reality.
VR can be confusing if you have never played before. That's why it's important to develop simple games such as Beat Saber.
When you first go into virtual reality, it takes a while to understand. And so Beat Saber is really cool because first of all, it's an awesome game. And second, because the mechanics are relatively simple.
But for now, gamers like Ben Greenberg prefer traditional games.
Currently, I would go with the regular game because VR is still kind of in the 90s with the graphics and everything like that, at least what I've seen. So, ask me in the future, I'll probably say VR.
However, virtual reality has a really bright future, with companies such as Facebook, Samsung, or HTC investing billions of dollars in both hardware and software. In San Francisco, this is Sara Cabrerito for State of Events.
Wow, virtual reality has really come a long way.
That looks awesome. I'd like to try one day. Next on State of Events, Donald Trump criticizes a possible 2020 presidential candidate on Twitter.
The Winter Olympics is in full swing. We'll take a look at who's getting closer to the gold. All this and more to come on State of Events.
Personal growth, professional exposure. Child Family Health International. Let the world change you. For more info, visit cfhi.org.
It's been a week since the Olympic torch made its way to South Korea. Virani Kutsarvong is in the studio with all the details on Team USA in this week's Winter Olympic Roundup. Virani?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, its freezing temperatures did not bring down the electronic atmosphere for Team USA in Pyeongchang. From close finishes to unexpected upsets, I got you covered on all the heartache and the glory. Here's what went down in week one. In snowboarding, Olympic veteran Shaun White won his third Olympic gold medal in the halfpipe event at Phoenix Park. This comes after landing in fourth place in the same competition at the Sochi Olympics in 2014. Meanwhile, luger Chris Madzer earned a silver medal for Team USA in the luge event. He defeated former Olympic champion Felix Locht of Germany. He is the first American to win a medal in the men's luge event. And from veterans to newcomers, we got 17-year-old Red Gerard stunning the world after winning the slopestyle event. He's one of the youngest Olympians ever to win a gold medal in snowboarding. Asian Americans also made history with a string of accomplishments and wins in the snow and on the ice. These include 17-year-old Chloe Kim, who nabbed the gold medal in the women's halfpipe event. She also joins Gerard as the youngest Olympian to receive top prize in snowboarding. In figure skating, you got California native Mirai Nagasu landing a triple axel jump in her free skate program for the team event. There she takes off, and there she goes. Beautiful landing. She's the first American woman and one of 3 women to complete the difficult move in Olympic competition. Her performance also earned a bronze in the team event. Also noteworthy, you got Bay Area native Vincent Zhou becoming the first person to land a quadruple Lutz in Olympic competition. Mind you, who's also only 17 years old. And finally, after stumbling in the men's short program, Nathan Chen bounced back 17 to 5th place in his free skate. His 6 quads jumps earned him the highest score in the men's free skate program. Talk about comeback kid. Nice job, Nathan. And as of this morning, Team USA has a total of 12 medals, 5 of them gold. It puts them at 6th place overall, with Norway at the top. With week 2 already underway, expect to see more historic wins and exciting moments in all events. In studio, I'm Virani Kutsarvong. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Verani. Fox News host Laura Ingraham started a highly publicized feud with NBA player LeBron James. It all started when James and fellow NBA star Kevin Durant spoke on podcasts about not just basketball, but social justice issues as well. After the podcast was broadcasted, Ingraham told James to just shut up and dribble the ball on her own show. James rejected the advice from the Fox News host and voiced that he has the right to speak up about social injustice.
Nordstrom is known for having one of the most lenient return policies. As long as you have a way to show proof of purchase, they will honor your return. Now retail stores like Nordstrom are cracking down on frequent returners in hopes of stopping return fraud. Kelly DeLeon has the story.
Michaela Foster is a sales associate at Nordstrom and processes returns majority of her day.
I say it's like 75% returns in a day and like 25% sales.
In 2004, the National Retail Federation reported that return fraud cost the industry a little more than $10 billion.
It really does affect people's paychecks because a lot of people do like look forward to having that commission, but then when those returns all come back to them, it really hurts them. Like for the day, their sales look good, but in the long run, it really does like affect the employees who work here.
To prevent return fraud, companies have started using the retail equation, a company that keeps track of the returns people have made.
We take their ID and like we started doing that, like putting their getting their driver's license and putting their information in, and then it like starts basically building a case on people so that we can kind of like keep an eye on them.
Those who are concerned they may be blacklisted at retail stores are able to call the retail equation to find out their return history. In San Francisco, I'm Kelly DeLeon with State of Events.
Donald Trump is back at it again, insulting people on Twitter. But this time, it's Oprah Winfrey. Marvel Studios is catching attention of not only their fans, but also Michelle Obama. And of course, the moment we've all been waiting for. Kylie Jenner confirms her pregnancy after her daughter Stormi was born.
For this week's Entertainment Roundup,
who had said, you'd never been in.
On this last Sunday's episode of 60 Minutes with Oprah Winfrey, 14 people, 7 who voted for Trump and 7 who did not, discussed Trump's first year as president. Trump posted his response on Twitter stating, "Just watched a very insecure Oprah Winfrey, who at one point I knew very well, interview a panel of people on 60 Minutes. The questions were biased and slanted, the facts incorrect. Hope Oprah runs so she can be exposed and defeated, just like all of the others." Although Oprah denies running for president, we will have to wait and see until 2020. Black Panther was released this past Friday and tickets were sold out across the country. In just 3 days, the film made $192 million. The Marvel Studio film even caught Michelle Obama's attention when she tweeted, "Congrats to the entire #Black Panther team. Because of you, young people will finally see superheroes that look like them on the big screen. I love this movie and I know it will inspire people of all backgrounds to dig deep and find the courage to be heroes of their own stories." The film became #1 on the weekend box office, beating 50 Shades Freed, which came in third.
You're 15 weeks now.
After many months of leaving her fans curious about being pregnant or not, Kylie Jenner finally reveals her daughter Stormi, who was born on February 1st. On February 4th, Kylie posted this video on her YouTube channel named "To Our Daughter." The video is about her 9-month journey being pregnant with her baby daddy, Travis Scott.
Thank you so much.
I'm Karen Rios for State of Events.
Yeah, the Black Panthers is doing really well in box offices, making more than $200 million this weekend.
I saw it this weekend. I thought it was great. Like, I'm not really surprised it had that much.
That's awesome. That's it for State of Events. Thank you so much for watching.
And we hope to see you next week.